Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, and today we're going to do the projections for Roundhill for not this Friday, but the following Friday. And then we're going to do the Roundhill versus Yieldmax in the Yieldtrap. I'm sorry, I'm just calling it Yieldtrap. If that's what you're looking for, stick around. Okay, real quick, timestamps down below in case you don't want to care about Roundhill and what they're doing, and go right straight to the Yieldmax. Up to you. So here we go. Roundhill. They came out with distributions or announced distributions for this Friday. They say 36 cents for XDTE. They say 33.6 cents for QDTE, and RDTE is 37.5 cents. I had 35, 36, 36. If I look at my numbers, I'm not even going to read them. They're within decimal points. So I'm saying, good job, well, at least good job for me. We're going to just go ahead and say, hey, they're paying you out distributions. Nothing out of the ordinary. And by the way, I'm going to go a little bit quick because I want to just go ahead and ruin it for you. All their calls were out of the money this week, so they did not go past their strikes. It's just a matter of how much premium. So I left off profit loss because everything was profit. So QDTE this week, or last week, paid next week, made $4.3 million. Share count on Friday was 17.4. So that's about 24 cents, almost 25 cents. Notice that as the volatility went up, they rode a little farther out. Can't complain. They did get a huge premium on the 8th, but hey, good job. Everything looks good. Nothing went through the strike, and you're going to get 24 cents, almost 25. I bet it's going to be closer to the 25s. If I look at XDTE, nothing went through the strike. Volatility went up. They rode it a little bit farther out. Everything looks good. Premiums look great, and you can stop and look at this yourself and make your own judgment, but they're going to pay right around at 21, probably 22 cents, right there in that range. Remember, there was one less trading day. So that's why you're seeing a little less premium, because there's one less trading day. If I go on to RDTE, right? RDTE, doing its thing. Everything stayed out of the money. All their calls were good. They have a higher volatility, but you know what? At the end of the day, because there's more shares, you're about 19.3 in premium per share. 1 week from now, January 24th, and you can figure out what day that's declaration date, but January 24th is when you're going to get paid. XDTE is 21.3, thereabouts. QDTE is going to be right around that 25 cents, and RDTE is going to be somewhere between, I'm going to say, almost 20 cents, thereabouts. Maybe just a hair under that with 19 something. But that is what we're going to say for Roundhill. Can't complain with nothing going through the strikes. So I'm going to just move on because you know what? At the end of the day, if you have nothing to complain about, then don't sit there and jabber all day about it. But let's go move on to Roundhill versus Yieldmax in my Yieldtrap. And I'm sorry, that Yieldtrap, there was a comment and it just stuck. So how am I doing? Well, currently, today is a green day. I am down on both accounts. Not enough to write home about, really, honestly. I mean, the market's down, who really cares? So what I'm doing is every time I get a distribution, and this week it was on Monday, I waited for both of them to hit on Monday. I put 50% back into the actual underlying, and then I take the other 50% and I divide it equally between BTCI and claws. That's what I've been doing. The only thing that's really up a lot is BTCI. I should have just put it all into BTCI, but that's not how we're trying to build this out. I'm just building it out nice and slow, and you know what? It's fun to do, gives me something to do on Mondays, and you see that RDTE, QDTE, and XDTE are both down, but they'll eventually catch back up, and me putting 50% back in, great. If I move on to Yieldmax, again, I have the same issue. Everything's down, everything's down. Only things up, BTCI and claws. There you have it. There will be changes to the challenge for Yieldmax. I am changing 2 funds at the end of the slides. We'll have to go through it, and this is due to how the conference call went on last week. I don't know what day it was. It was a day that Seeking Alpha did their meeting, and I watched it, and they picked a stock, and one of their picks is something I changed. So in Group A, I went through and said, momentum, Tesla still leads, but Google's up there, and TSM. I am sticking with TSM because TSM is still a strong buy on their quant rating. There you have it. Moving on. Group B, you have PLTR, you got JP Morgan, you have Meta, you got Nvidia. And I'm sitting there going, do I swap one of these out? I take all 3 of them. And I look at the quant ratings, and they're all 3 the same. All right, now what am I going to go to? I'm still going to stick with Nvidia, but Meta is coming up quick. If it changes the quant rating anytime in the future, Nvidia will be out and Meta will be in. JP Morgan is still not profitable, so why would I be putting that in there? Group C, you got Coin or Corny. Hey, it's still in this thing. You got PayPal, you got Netflix. And I had Netflix in the group. Well, unfortunately, looking through this, it looks like PayPal will be replacing Netflix. And that is number 1, is PayPal will be changing it out. And you say, wait a second, Netflix has a strong buy and the quant rating for PayPal is a hold. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, the little secret out. This is the one that the quants at Seeking Alpha picked. They picked PayPal over the next year. So that is the only reason I am changing it out, is PayPal was the quants from Seeking Alpha picked it for the top 10 stocks of the year. Then we get into Group D, MSTR. Oh, that's not going to change. But I have Square, SQ. How does this play out? When I look at Amazon, Square, and AI on the quant ratings, I am going to swap it out to Amazon or AMZ. Yes, I'm going to go back to AMZ as the trade instead of Square. And that is basically due to the quant rating and revisions. What I found out doing the Seeking Alpha seminar is revisions is how the professional raters are rating it. So when it's a number that's going up, revisions an A-, that means that all the analysts that work for all these funds are rating it at a higher price. So you sit back and go, if that's going up, momentum's going up, profitability is going up, growth is going up, I'm going to go with AMZY for Amazon. So at the end of the day, it is Amazon is in for Group D and PayPal is going to be in for Group C. Everything else is staying the same. So hopefully you found this entertaining, because none of this is financial advice. It is only Brad picking his stocks and trying to grow these funds out and seeing how it does over a couple years. Until next time, God bless.